given yourself the Joker speech in the mirror yet?
What?
It's like, thanks for having me, Murray.
Sometimes I just sit on my couch just like, thank you, Murray. It's great to be here.
You know, Murray, that's a great question.
Murray, you're a great guy.
I've always thought of you as a father figure. Bam.
Oh, my
Remy
God.
did not like that.
I actually want to see that movie again.
You saw it twice already?
I have not.
Did you see that it already broke some records? What do you... Dude, come on.
Stop
This dog
it.
just going to grumble his...
No.
Oh, come on! We're keeping that in.
You gotta keep that in.
We're keeping that in. But what is wrong with this dog?
Watch out, Remy. All right, we're not going to be like that one girl on YouTube that just like pounds her dog into the ground.
The dog literally just tipped over
You're gonna have
our
to just
camera.
shift
And
it a
I
little
totally screwed it up again.
It's all right. Just shift it a little bit towards you. That's good. That'll work. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
This dog's an absolute savage. Just runs into shit left and right.
Don't-
Doesn't care. He's going to do it again. Hey,
Don't do it again. When's the last time you wiped your dog's butthole?
butthole? I mean,
I just got a pretty intense look at it, and it looked a little bit too dark for comfort.
well, I don't know what color his butthole is supposed to be, but I'm guessing it's dark.
Well, I just want to make sure there's just not poo smudged all
It's
over his
not
butthole.
poo smudged all over his butt.
All right.
He's not moose.
All right,
Like he doesn't have some congenital deformity where he poops liquid constantly.
Just making
He can
sure.
breathe because he's not some purebred dog. He can breathe fine.
I'm looking
He's
out
just
for
bumping
the good
into
boy.
the camera again. And he's licking himself. God, this dog.
I'm just
I
looking out
swear.
for the good boy.
Remy, quit licking your balls or where your balls used to be.
God,
Jesus.
I look like a vampire, by the way.
Well,
Holy shit.
I can't help that I'm...
Why did I wear a white shirt today?
If anything, that should make you look more tan. It's supposed to contrast. Yeah.
God.
Dude, get some sun. Weren't you just on vacation?
Like a freaking ghost. Speaking of ghosts, ghosts are real, by the way.
They're not.
Spooky season.
It is
Happy
spooky
Halloween.
season. But anyways, your vacation. I guess you didn't get any sun then.
No. Yeah, let's talk about my vacation, I guess. a
That's
little
why that's called a segue, Mark.
bit. No, I didn't get any sun. It actually, my next vacation will be in the sun. It has to be a resort type vacation because this was like go, go, go nonstop, which is okay for the first 5 days. And then you're just like,
I'm sorry.
should we give the dog a mic? You got a lot to say over there, don't you?
He just starts grumbling and he's biting his foot and just bumping into the fucking camera tripod. Remy, Jesus, I'm sorry. Go on about your vacation.
Yeah, no, it was just a lot. We went to 5 different cities throughout Europe. Well, we started in the UK and London. Fuck, what's it doing now? That's going to show up on the YouTube, isn't it?
Yes. This dog is ruining everything.
This dog unplugged the power. Thanks, Murray. You've been great. I just thought of this. All right, you know how there's YouTube videos of like Keanu Reeves saying, "Fucking what did he say? You're
breathtaking.
you're breathtaking." I'm gonna do one of just like nonstop walking Phoenix. Just thanks, Murray. Just over and
10
over.
hours of thanks,
10
Murray?
hours of it.
Okay.
Doing it. No, but yeah, 5 cities, just nonstop, go out throughout Europe. We saw a lot. London was great. I would say London and Bruges were my top cities.
Have you ever seen the Colin Farrell movie In Bruges?
I did not. We were trying to get it. I was trying to legally download it because you just get weird
It's on Netflix.
movies.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't in the international Netflix.
Oh,
library.
the international Netflix.
It blew my mind what shows were on there. Like all Rick and Morty's on there. There's
Well, I guess if Cartoon Network doesn't have a deal internationally with Hulu, then it's got to be somewhere, right?
Yeah. No, they have a wide selection of things that I actually kind of wish we had the international selection.
Well, spoof your IP address.
They had all of the Big Bang Theory seasons.
Ugh.
Your fave.
Why? Did you see that South Park, Matt Parker and Trey Stone are close to inking a deal for $500 million to stream South Park?
That's amazing.
$500 million.
But they're doing it on Hulu already.
I think that deal is going to expire, and they're going to shop it elsewhere. So it could end up on Netflix.
What I hated this week was there was a rumor that all of Dragon Ball Z, I think Kai and Super were going to be on Netflix, and that's a
Somebody
lie.
posted that in our Instagram, Discord.
I think Dreams did, but that's a lie. It's upsetting. I wish that would happen.
I think Funimation has a pretty tight stranglehold on their streaming rights. But
I wouldn't mind getting a login, so if anyone has a login,
for Funimation,
shout out to your boys.
No, you need Crunchyroll if you're going to watch anime. Crunchyroll's the way to go.
Okay. Well, that has all the Funimation stuff pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
I think so, yeah. But I don't know how we ended up there. I was asking you about your vacation. What's the best thing you did? Did you go to
Going through the Swiss Alps were sweet.
Okay.
Until we got to the very top. We went to like this touristy building it's the top of Europe, they call it, because it's the highest point in Europe you can get to on train. And it actually has like tourist activities up there. But we get there and of course we're at the top of a mountain, so it's just snowing. I mean, it's getting later in the year.
Kind of seems
and
right.
You couldn't see shit. Like you had no view. We're leaving and we met this couple from Tennessee, and as we're walking out, I'm like, did you guys see any views? He's like, yeah, I got this photo. I look and it's a breathtaking photo. And I'm like, geez, that's stunning. And he looks at me. He's like, no, it's actually that wall right there. He just took a picture of the wall. And I'm like, I literally fell for it. Like there was no crease where the wallpaper was or anything.
You go home from your vacation, everybody asks for pictures. That's what you show them.
Yeah.
Nobody has to know.
But coming down, this is a nerdy fact. As we're coming down through the Swiss Alps, the tour guide or whatever was basically pointing out certain cities, and you're looking at these and you're like, what is this? Like, this looks kind of familiar. I guess J.R.R. Tolkien was inspired by, he backpacked, or I don't know what the fuck he did. I wouldn't call it backpacking. Probably had no shoes on. And
he did peyote and wandered through the Alps.
Whatever he did, but he was inspired by these cities, and they're obviously breathtaking and really cool. But Switzerland is so fucking expensive, and I was just kind of over the trip, ready to get home by then. That was our last city we stopped in, and but it was a good trip. Drank a lot of beer. By the way, my wife is pregnant, so I announced that.
I was waiting for you to say that, so I didn't have to.
Yeah, so I actually was going to announce it like 2 weeks ago on the episode and get like your live reaction, because Brick was on the stream too. But I didn't, and then I went home and told Kelly, and she's like, I'm not ready to tell anyone.
Yeah, that would probably have been a bad thing to do.
Like, yeah, but that would have been kind of cool. Like, people were like, we could have just been like, Mark announced it 2 weeks ago. They're like, where? And we're like, the podcast. Didn't you listen? They're like, no.
What the fuck, Grandma?
Yeah, right? But yeah, it was relaxing in the sense that we just went back pretty much and just watched Peaky Blinders every night. After going out and
that's what you do when you're in London, is you watch Peaky Blinders. And
Peaky fucking Blinders.
Jesus. I have to ask, your life is changing completely 180. Mm-hmm. You're moving out of downtown now.
Yeah.
You're about to close on a house out in the suburbs by me.
8 minutes away.
You
could actually walk. I could actually walk to.
I'm not excited about
place.
that.
Yeah. I'll sprint over here.
Are you ready to be a terrible absentee father?
I am 100%.
Good.
I've been drinking more and more beer, caring less and less about my weight and my stature and figure. Like, I don't give a fuck.
The hair's already going.
The hair's gone pretty much.
I mean, you're drinking a Busch Light. You're drinking a Busch Light. Oh man, this is great.
I was at a golf outing, a superintendent scramble this morning at 8 a.m.
How cold was that?
It was cold as fuck. But that's what I do now. All right, I'm moving to the suburbs. I'm scrambling with my dad and his friends. We're playing golf every weekend throughout the winter, just being a piece of shit.
Are you gonna go out for cigarettes and just never come home
Start
again?
gunning cigs in the house.
Yeah. No, that's the thing though, is you go out for cigarettes, you don't actually get cigarettes, you just leave and never come back. You end up in like Vancouver.
Yeah.
Or Alaska.
The one thing I'm so happy about is, so we're in like a Cape Cod style house, kind of like.
This is a Cape Cod, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like your place. There's 2 rooms upstairs and bathrooms like in the center. One room is obviously going to be the baby's room. And then the other one, I'm going to make it an office, and I can finally just put all my fucking shit everywhere. Like all my statues.
Are you sure that Kelly's going to allow that?
I told her, I'm like, it's going in the basement, which you probably don't want because the basement's super nice. It's going to be like the party area. You know, there's a wet bar, everything. And I'm like, I'm taking that as my office, and I work from home, so it was easy to persuade her.
I don't know, man. When I moved in here, I told Erica, like, you have a choice. There are like rooms that you can't. She has no control over the garage.
Yeah,
because I have to have that. Like I do actual mechanical stuff out there, and the basement. You do not get to decorate or tell me what I can or cannot put up in the basement. So like you have to set those ground rules now, or else all of a sudden there's doilies underneath your Batman statues, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
No, that's another reason, because I don't think she'll be able to. I don't think she'll overly want to decorate it. She just won't want all my weird fucking nerdy shit everywhere.
Your anime statues and shit.
So and I also didn't mention this. There is a bedroom in the basement. So we don't need that one open. That can be used for my office. But yeah, she's whatever.
Dude, she's gonna divorce you.
Yeah.
She got what she wanted from you.
It's only a matter of time.
And now she's gonna divorce you.
It's only a matter of time.
But I'm keeping your Batman statues.
Yeah. What else? I feel like there's some other.
Did you see the Breaking Bad movie?
I did. I watched it. Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was fine. It was okay. They tied it up in a nice little bow, you know. And it was kind of predictable. I knew that if they were going to do Jesse's happy ending type story, it was going to be with the guy that was going to pick him up in the van that he ended up.
You knew that? I didn't even recognize that guy.
First of all, my question is here.
My dog's about to fall down the stairs.
Creep again. My question is, maybe I'm thinking of it wrong. Maybe I need to go back and watch that episode. But I thought he looked at the van and it wasn't the actual van. Like the actual van drove shortly after he left. My point is,
I don't have any idea.
My point is, when he's going to bitch at the guy, he starts saying, "You were driving this van," all this stuff to him. Maybe he was telling him the wrong colored van, wrong whatever model. But
you're talking about the original series.
The original series, when that scene actually happened, when he's talking about him going there, he's like, "I saw you. You were driving this car, whatever, this color." When he's yelling at him in the vacuum shop.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I thought in that scene that wasn't the car. You can't remember.
I don't think so, but okay. I haven't seen it in a few years.
Well,
so
if Erica would just fucking finish the series, you would know now.
We had this argument the other day because I'm batting 1,000 for TV shows that I recommend to her that she eventually likes, because she's resistant to it, because obviously she has to be. She's my wife. She can't admit that I'm ever right. In this case, the only one that she won't finish, even though she loved it when she started it, was Breaking Bad. So it's like she's just doing this to spite me.
All because of one episode, right? The Fly episode.
That's where she stopped, which I didn't like that episode either, but also it wasn't enough to get me to stop watching Breaking Bad. I don't know. Whatever.
News to us. Boop.
Mark, what was it like being away and not having to think about movie news or trailers or anything for 2 weeks?
It was tough. It was.
Really? You didn't enjoy that at all?
I needed like a nerdy fix. You know, I went to that comic book shop in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about I'm going to heck at all? I'm going to heck a little bit when I went in there.
First of all, I'm going to tell you why you're going to heck.
Why?
Because all these Instagram posts that you threw up of you in like gorgeous places in these centuries old towns in Europe, everywhere you took a picture, there was a sticker like just graffitied all along like a beautiful river walk or something.
This cathedral is from the 1400s. Shakespeare and his thespian crew used to, and I'm just like peeling a sticker, slap it.
You just like, you go to the Sistine Chapel and you like put one on the ceiling. That's why you're going to heck, Mark. But why else are you going to heck?
So I went to this comic book shop was actually awesome. It's called Hank Comics in Amsterdam. I recommend it if you're ever looking to do that stuff.
If you ever end up in Amsterdam.
If you're ever going to Amsterdam and you want to do that kind of stuff, which you probably don't. It's a cool shop. It's a lot of anime stuff, which is unlike a lot of comic book stores we have here. I think there's a fine line. Like, you either go to a straight anime store that has all the DBZ action figures and fucking seasons and whatever else, but this was a mix of both.
Okay.
So it had a lot of shit in it. It was the type of nerdy store you could walk around for hours just looking at shit.
Okay.
You But I go in there and I have no idea what it's like in Europe with getting comic books. So I messaged the guy Tuesday night and obviously didn't really think he was going to respond, and he didn't. But it was the store. I'm like, hey, do you guys get your new comic books on Wednesday? Because I had no idea. Maybe they get it Thursday. So I just go in there Wednesday, and I was kind of surprised. He's like, yeah, we get them today. I'm like, sweet. He's like, well, we haven't gone through it for our customers for their pull lists, like their regular customers. I'm like, well, where's the boxes? He's like, well, they're down there. We haven't opened them yet. I'm like, can I just go through them a little bit? So I'm going through them, and I'm like, can I pick some comics out? He's like, yeah, I guess. So technically,
you pulled all of the variants.
Yeah,
and
technically there might have been one or two customers that didn't get the comics they asked for because I was there first. Get over it.
you are going to heck for that.
No, everyone was super friendly in the store. I don't think I fucked anyone out of their weekly comics that they were getting. But everyone was very helpful, friendly. And yeah, it was a cool place to be in Amsterdam, other than all the nice bars and the prostitutes everywhere in red light district.
But that's for why you're going to hell, not why you're going to heck.
Yes,
the
true.
prostitutes and the drugs, like that's a hell thing.
True. I put a sticker up in the red light district.
Of course you did.
It's very touristy in Amsterdam. I thought I'd like it more, not because of those reasons, but you see photos. It's a beautiful city. It has a lot of old history there. I mean, the Anne Frank house is there. They actually have an older cathedral than they did in Bruges. Like Bruges was like 1300s. I'm like, there's no way there's an older cathedral than this. They're like, yeah, we have a 1200 one. I'm like, damn. It's just very touristy.
I really don't understand the allure of just a really old building. And I know
it's kind of cool though. Like walking over a bridge in Bruges, and they're like, this bridge has been restored. It's from the 1300s. There has been literally nothing done to it. That's kind of cool to walk on something like that.
I guess it's just not my cup of tea. Like I understand why other people would enjoy that. It's just
not your cup of tea.
My cup of tea. No,
I did afternoon tea in London. We did it when we got there.
Were you already hammered?
I was so jet lagged.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like barely keeping my eyes open. But I was wearing I think I was wearing this shirt in the afternoon tea spot. And we had a butler named Jeeves serving us.
No, you didn't.
And there's people in like tuxedos all around
I don't believe anything that you're telling me right now.
All right. His name wasn't Jeeves, but there was a full on butler, that would come to the table like this, had his little fucking whatever it's called around his waist.
A cummerbund?
A cummerbund.
Benedict cummerbund?
Yes. He had one of those. And I'm just in like a Chumpcast shirt and skinny jeans and fucking Yeezys. And I'm like trying to tired as fuck. Look up
flipping
etiquette.
through Instagram.
No, I'm looking up etiquette because I'm like, I don't know.
Let me spoil it for you. Everything that you did
was wrong.
not right.
Was wrong. All right. If you're ever going to get afternoon tea, you have to know these three things. First rule: do not swing your finger around the loop on the teacup. You have to literally pinch in between it and fucking drink it like that. Do you know that?
Yes.
You're an idiot.
Does your finger even fit in there?
It like the tip of my finger.
Oh my God.
Let me see your fingertip. You got a fucking baby fingertip.
Really?
Anyways, all right. So first rule, do not swing that fingertip in the loop on the teacup. Second rule, you can basically use your hands. You're not supposed to use the silverware. So the finger sandwiches are for the fingers. Sick.
Hence the name.
Third rule. There's one more. Oh, this is a big one.
I'm listening.
How would you stir your tea?
With a spoon?
Okay, right. But like how?
I don't
like
understand.
in what direction?
Clockwise.
You actually don't go in a circle. You go in a circle vertically. So you're kind of scooping. You know what I mean?
That's not etiquette. That's just somebody.
No.
Somebody's fucking with you on the internet.
No. You go in a circle like vertically, and you cannot touch the edges of the cup. If it clinks, you're fucking gone.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to make the
They'll
noise.
come up with a fucking old ass.
The Kingsmen come?
Yeah. They'll come up with one of those pistols, but you know how it like clocks like that? And they'll just shoot you in the
Fucking
back of
Eggsy
that,
comes and pulls the hammer back? Yeah.
Fourth trick question
Oh my
right here.
God.
Do you put the jam on the biscuit? I'll call it a biscuit. No, the scone. Do you put the jam on the scone first or the butter?
I don't know. Butter, I guess.
It's actually been argued for hundreds of years. Nobody knows.
This is the dumbest conversation we've ever had. And that is really saying something.
You learned a lot, though. just in the last minute.
I don't ever care to go to tea.
Scrumpets. I just went in there so I could scream scrumpets.
I hope that you did, and I hope they looked at you like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I just ate scrumpets. I'm taking the Piccadilly line back to New Jersey.
So anyways, some trailers for this week.
I'm done talking.
I know you're going to interject with other British things as we go along.
Carry on. Carry on.
Speaking of class, Vin Diesel is going to be Vin Dieseling all over this Bloodshot movie, which we got a trailer for earlier this week. So Vin Diesel is an ex-soldier who was given nanobots to turn him into a superhero, I guess. Mm-hmm. But this company is using him to kill people by manipulating his memories. This is based on the Valiant comic series. I've never read it, but you had some comments as you were watching the trailer.
I thought he was a vampire.
Why?
His eyes were just red and his face was blown off and then it regenerated.
Did you not pay attention to the actual theme of the trailer?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough.
Not at all.
That as long as you can admit that, that's fine. It's Vin Diesel being Triple X, but it's not Triple X. Instead, he has nanobots. I don't know. This is every Vin Diesel movie ever. Also, I didn't put this in the notes, but you see they're going to put Cardi B in the next Fast and Furious movie.
Okay, I was talking about this today with my parents. I was like venting to them about somebody they have no idea even exists.
Unless they make her the villain, I don't want to see this ever.
I don't want to hear her voice. I'm sorry. If you like Cardi B, her music's okay. I can stand her music. I can't stand her acting. You can't just take an artist, a rapper, just anyone.
A rapist, if you will.
Yeah, anyone in the music industry and expect like, oh, we're going to just throw them in here just to get kicks from people. Like they're going to enjoy this because she's a rapper and very well known in the music industry. If she sucks at acting, forget it. Just
not everyone is J-Lo.
J-Lo is not a bad. Yeah, exactly.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yes. Okay.
You just went to get really defensive about J-Lo, but I was agreeing with you.
I could tell you had truth in your eyes.
Yes, okay. Of course.
But Cardi B's voice, come on. Like I can't.
She's just not a good actress.
I couldn't stand her 3 lines in the movie with J-Lo we just saw. Terrible.
Yeah, I don't get it. Anyways, Bloodshot. Are you excited for this at all?
Not really. It kind of reminds me of like, it's not the Gemini Man concept, but looks like it's going to be a lot of CGI based, cool, fucking fast paced scenes.
They've been working on this for a few years, and it's Vin Diesel. Like we probably have to go see it because it'll come out like in February when there's nothing else going on.
The only thing they got right is that Vin Diesel is back on steroids. Or it's CGI'd. I can't really tell.
I struggle with this because it's like baseball. I want all of my baseball players to be on steroids. I want them to be absolutely massive, hitting 600-foot home runs.
Just give me that home run derby with Jeff Bagwell, McGuire, Griffey.
Why would Vin Diesel ever not be on steroids?
I don't know. I don't get it. You saw what it did to fucking Chris Hemsworth. Like, come on, just take steroids year round. Forget it.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't care. Just do it.
Oh, I'm sorry, all the Marvel people are going, he's never taken steroids.
Oh, he's 100% on steroids. He's probably on some kind of weird human growth hormone that we haven't even heard of yet.
Seriously.
He's on like horse growth or something. Yeah. I don't know. This looks fine. Mm-hmm. Speaking of fine, this Star Wars trailer. I have nothing good or bad to say about this.
This is going to be the last one, right? The last episode.
No, it's the last one in this trilogy. But every time they make one, they make $1 billion, so they're never going to stop making these movies.
But is this going to be the last like Star Wars? I can understand there's going to be spin-offs.
They're calling it the Skywalker trilogy. Okay, so this is the last one in that iteration, and it's supposedly we find out about Kylo Ren and Rey. I don't know why I said Ren, and like where they're going to go from here. But they need to take a sabbatical. They need to go like 5 more years without giving me another Star Wars movie. I know we're going to get the Boba Fett series.
What was the last one we got?
Mandalorian.
Last Jedi?
Yes. Wait, did we get another spinoff between then and now? I can't even fucking keep up with this anymore.
I know Force Awakens was bad.
Back in my day, there were 3 Star Wars movies.
Yeah. We need Chuck here for this.
No, Chuck would just laugh at us for being terrible and not knowing any of this shit.
We should try to get him on, though, for that episode.
So this is December. This is like the Christmas showing.
They do this every year, I feel like.
Well, they dropped this trailer in the middle of Monday Night Football. So I try to keep these parts of my brain separate where I'm like, football, beer, and Star Wars. But they're just like smashing them together because obviously Disney owns ESPN, they own Star Wars, they own everything.
And then you look at your beer and it's actually a fucking Star Wars logo.
There's like a Mickey Mouse head on it somewhere. Yeah,
We own you.
I don't know. Did anything from this trailer speak to you in the slightest?
No, but you know I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy. I hope Finn gets redemption or whatever happened in the last one. I don't know. Didn't somebody die? Didn't that one metallic-y shiny Star Trooper fucking die or something? And it was
Captain Phasma.
Yeah, which was a terrible. That was so anticlimactic. It was just killed, kind of.
Yeah,
what I remember.
I don't know. I understand a lot of people's excitement for this. Like, I'm not going to shit on it. It's just I'm not that excited for it. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some proper news. I guess we'll stick with the Star Wars theme here because John Boyega, a.k.a. Finn, has signed on to star in a movie called They Cloned Tyrone for Netflix. So this is described as a pulpy sci-fi mystery caper. Friday meets Get Out.
Who's doing this one?
John Boyega.
No, like who's directing it?
I don't have any idea.
What
all I know
is producing it?
Netflix, and somebody is producing it and selling it to Netflix.
Okay.
It is a conspiracy mystery starring John Boyega. Basically, when you make a movie like this, it's like, I don't think we're going to be able to get a theatrical release here. We're going to attach a big name to it and sell it to Netflix, make a few bucks. I thought this sounded interesting because it's something that I haven't heard of before.
Yeah. I can't really speak to it. We haven't gotten a trailer or anything for it yet. It's just a news snippet, right?
Yeah, that's the news that we're talking about.
I'll check it out, obviously.
Well, it's on Netflix. Of course you will.
When's it out?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's literally just been announced.
Okay.
What else? What other kind of weird shit did you see on international Netflix?
What else was there? God. There was just some weird anime I never saw, and then I just didn't want to get into it because I have a bad thing where I get into anime and then I get into another one and then I watch like 4 of those episodes and then I watch a different one and then I never.
So you never
back.
finish them?
Yeah. So I need to stop doing that kind of shit. I don't know. They just had different titles. Like when you look at like new releases and noteworthy whatevers, gives a fucks. When you're swiping, you kind of already know, like in your brain, you've seen these movies before. You know what I mean? And with the international titles, I was swiping and like my eyes were just like, what the fuck, this, that. I can't really speak to what other movies. There was just, I mean, they had obviously all the Batmans. They had some of the Batman animated ones like Gaslight and some other ones I don't think are on the regular US Netflix. But yeah, they definitely had a very different variety in their library.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off here, but I just got a text message from Travis that says Shia LaBeouf has to be one of the most underrated actors out there.
Is he just listening to that episode with? It's got to be like 5 episodes ago.
I don't think that he's listening to anything. I don't like. I haven't been texting him today. I think he just texted me that out of random nothingness.
He might have just seen the Falcon movie.
He could have. Dude, Remy,
no.
Jesus, this fucking dog. Okay, Mark, did you ever watch Adventure Time?
I think that was on their library. That's not on the U.S. Netflix, is it?
It's on Hulu.
That. Okay.
It is not on U.S. Netflix.
I have not watched Adventure Time.
It's very trippy. It's created by a guy named Pendleton Ward. Mm-hmm. It's kind of one of those kids' cartoons that is actually also kind of for adults. The dog just completely moved the camera again.
I love you. You're so cute, though.
Anyways, HBO Max is an upcoming streaming service that HBO is going to do. It's not the same as, like HBO Go or whatever. Like it's going to be a standalone streaming service. So, anyways, they ended Adventure Time about a year ago, and I felt like they could have gone on with this show forever, just because it's kind of while it has a lot of substance, it's also kind of about nothing. It's just really random and trippy as balls.
Yeah.
But all that to say, HBO is going to make 4 one-hour movies after they said they were done with this. So this is coming in 2020. I'm very excited for it. Erica also loves Adventure Time. Again, batting 1,000, getting her to watch TV shows.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm not the only one super excited for more Adventure Time because I love I just love cartoons. I don't care if it's cartoons aimed at kids or adult cartoons like Rick and Morty and whatever other random shit.
Love
I
cartoons.
just fucking love cartoons. There's a new season of BoJack Horseman out today, by the way. But cartoons are just better than live action, always. I think it's because I don't see an actor's or an actress's face, and we'll get to this later. But the main character of Countdown, I can't ever watch anything that she does ever again.
You've never watched anything she's ever done.
She was in You.
You did watch You.
I told you that. I hate watched it, and I fucking hated her then because she was such an idiot, and she was a terrible person, just like everybody else in that show. And I couldn't, every time I saw her in this movie, she looks like a basset hound, except it's a basset hound that I hate.
Like she just has like the ears.
It's like, and her eyes kind of point down and they're kind of droopy. And
Yeah. Looks like a basset.
let's save that for later.
HBO Max for listeners, whatever. I would say the main difference, because you're probably like, what's the difference between I have HBO Now or Go? Those are a little bit different based on how they stream and the titles they have there. HBO Max, all you have to know is it will pretty much be all of whatever's on there plus more. It's going to be the ultimate of what HBO can provide at the time. It will be on HBO Max, so there will be certain titles that aren't available on HBO Now or Go.
How do you feel about this whole time is a flat circle thing where we were supposed to get away from cable?
Yeah.
But now we're kind of going so far away from cable that we're ending up back where we started, where you have to pay for all these different streaming services.
I know.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Because what's the limit for the number of streaming services that you'd want to have? Because right now I have four. I have four, and that's three more than I'd like to have.
So I think I'll always have Amazon Prime because I just buy a shit ton of stuff on Amazon Prime, and it comes with the subscription for now. I will most likely always have Netflix because the price point is reasonable for what they offer.
For now.
Hulu, I think I actually will probably upgrade to Hulu Live TV because they just have every fucking thing, and it's great.
They do.
And I'll take someone's login for Disney Plus hopefully one day.
That's the cheapest one.
I know. And I don't think I'll just keep convincing my parents to keep paying for HBO so I can use their Xfinity login for
Fair.
HBO Go. And I think I'll be good. I don't think I'll upgrade to the fucking max unless I can convince my parents that they should.
I mean, unless they get something that we just
Yeah.
absolutely have to see. I have no interest in that.
But they are getting the whole Studio Ghibli collection on HBO Max.
But they're not releasing new stuff. Like if you have that on DVD or whatever, who cares?
But you don't have it on DVD. Do you know why? Because there are never sales on those movies. They're always fucking $24.
No, but I will stream the fuck out of them.
I know you will. And you can. Yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Legally.
They've been out forever. So I did see also that Netflix is putting out $2 billion in bonds to
Really?
fund their future projects, which is, I know that we get a little heavy in the finance side of
they're
things
never going
sometimes.
to turn the profit. They're never going to turn a profit, at least for the next 10 years.
If they're turning to debt to finance this stuff, and they're basically, they're not junk bonds, but they're basically junk bonds, that's a really bad sign for the future of Netflix. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe you won't have to pay for Netflix in the future.
Tesla had their Q3 earnings announcement, and they announced profits. Kind of mind-blowing. I thought it was going to be a long time before they turned a profit.
We'll see. Did you see how much money they lost because...
Well, they lost a shit ton of money.
Well, they lost a bunch of money because Elon Musk went on and smoked weed with Joe Rogan.
Fuck off.
It was just... The public reaction to that and the amount of money that they lost because of it is just... Some of that shit's just mind-blowing to me.
Can I tell you one more story about
Go for it.
This is the UK portion. Our first destination was London, and because I said fuck off, I need to tell you this story. We're in I'll just call it it's like a beer garden area. They have all of these little walk-up windows to get food. It's actually really cool. Picnic tables, but it's all indoor. It was kind of like a mini Oktoberfest kind of vibe. Everyone was drinking beer, margaritas, whatever, all that shit. But we're with Kelly's friend who is what does he call himself? A Kiwi. He's from
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Okay.
and he's dating one of Kelly's friends. But anyways, he's there with his London friends. He's been living in London for however many years. And I was just like, these people are just so nice over here, and just because of the way they talk and how proper they are about things.
Okay.
They don't have a Chicago accent and just sound illiterate. But we're there, and this two people got up to go get drinks or whatever, and we're sitting at this table, and this guy comes up, and he's like, "You mates, anyone sitting here?" And nobody says anything. Like, we're in mid-conversation with each other, and nobody acknowledges this guy with his friends waiting for a response from us. And he's like, "Hello, is anyone sitting here?" And I look, and before I can say anything, one of his friends, this girl, stands up and just goes, "You know what? Fuck off." Just fuck off, like right to his face. And the guy's like, "No, you fuck off." And then she literally gets up to his face, pokes his glasses. He had like those big round frame glasses on. She's like, "Fuck off." And then he just walked away.
Why?
Like,
why did any of this happen?
This is the most like proper, polite fight of all time. But it was great.
Did you hear anybody call anybody else the C word?
Oh, they say cunt all the time. That's also... people from the U.S. would be blown. You go to London, especially if you're a female. I won't say don't get offended, but don't get offended, because the guys
it's not the same there.
They say cunt all the time, and Kelly was blown away. Kelly's like, "What did you just say?" It's like, "I said cunt." I'm just like, jeez.
Didn't anybody else watch The Boys on Amazon Prime?
I know.
That's just British people, Australians, Kiwis. They all say it all the time.
All the time, and you're even like the C word. It's
I mean, I wasn't going to
call it a swear word. It's just a really.
It's a very derogatory term.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. You call any girl here that, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's a really, really bad idea.
It was a great fight.
Also, this was just an excuse for you to pull out your British accent again, wasn't it?
Fuck off.
Yeah,
it was so nice. I like went to bed happy and shit. I was just like whispering to myself in my pillow, like.
I really thought you would come in with a better impersonation, but apparently that's not.
Hello. I think it's because I was hanging out. This guy was awesome that we're hanging out. Kelly's friend's boyfriend, but his name's Andy. Shout out to Andy. But I think I was mixing his New Zealand accent a lot with the British accents. It was kind of fucking with my head.
Fair.
I don't have a lot going on up there, so I can't really decipher the two well.
I've got another.
It was great. It was a great moment though in my life.
Damn it, I'm out of beer. I'm going to announce this, and you just give me the reaction while I get two more beers. So Disney Plus TV show announcement: Earth to Ned, a straight to series order, which means that they don't even ask for a pilot. They're just like, "This is such a good idea that I want you to make it immediately." It's about a blue alien named Ned and his lieutenant Cornelius, who find themselves abandoning their planned invasion of Earth because they're too fascinated with pop culture.
Nice.
So not only is everyone in Hollywood making a podcast and trying to put us out of business, but now aliens are coming in to make a podcast, or a TV show in this case. So fuck them. So Ned is basically interviewing celebrities to chat about the things he finds amazing about Earth and its people. Why don't you go ahead and pontificate, Mark?
Is it... what do I have to pontificate about?
Do you know what pontificate means?
No.
Just give me a speech while I just literally don't sit in silence while I go to get a beer.
Okay, that's what I thought pontificating meant, but I didn't want to say that because I didn't think you were really going to put me on the spot. I don't know. This seems like it kind of seems like in between two ferns. When I think of what you just described, is it just going to be a alien every episode? Like they'll do maybe a pilot episode where we get the gist that he lands here, they were going to fucking take over Earth, and then realize like, hey, this is great. But then is it going to get into kind of like a Zach Galifianakis like nonstop interviewing thing where each episode you think we're going to get a new celebrity on there?
Well, I just told you that they're not going to do a pilot because it's a straight to series order. And yes, it's basically a talk show, but the host is an alien.
There will be a first episode. I meant like
there will be a first episode. Correct.
When I say pilot, yes, I know. Yes, pilot is the first episode that premieres live on television.
No, that's not what a pilot is.
What is it?
A pilot is what you use to pitch to a network. Like you make one episode, that's your pilot episode, and then the network will look at it and say, either we want more of this, or no, we're passing on your show. In this case, they don't have to make a pilot. They've already ordered the series.
Oh. I taught you about tea time. You taught me about pilots.
There you go. Perfect.
Pilots.
I teach you about actual things that we care about, and you talk about tea time.
Tea is, you have to know about that.
There is one time, Erica. So there's this, you know, London House, downtown Chicago. Erica,
of course, man, I've been to London.
Great. London House is a place downtown where you can actually go have high tea. And one of her business contacts, like, asked her to go to high tea with her, and she would not shut up about it for like 2 weeks. And I was just like, this sounds so boring and terrible. I don't know. I want to go.
Showed up high.
I want to go. I didn't go, but when I go like somewhere for drinks, I want to go to a dark, shitty, crap hole bar and watch sports where nobody talks to me.
Maybe like every 1 in 7 songs is the Third Eye Blind song.
I'm fine with that. Perfect. And I want the beer the glass you serve me beer in to be like a little bit dirty. Mm-hmm. Like I want to taste the last beer that was poured into it. Yeah, that's just, it doesn't appeal to me.
Hey, I have an idea.
Okay.
You're talking about beer now, and I just thought of this because that's how my brain works. When are you thinking, like, when is the last time you had a frosted glass beer?
About a week ago.
Fuck. All right. I feel like you don't get those anymore anywhere.
No, you can. I do it here. Like I'll throw a pint glass in the freezer.
Not here, at a place.
Okay. That's probably longer ago. When I go to South Carolina, they do it there.
And are you happy when that happens?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
You don't disregard it. You notice it, and you're like, wow, this is awesome.
So I go to South Carolina for work a lot.
Yeah.
So obviously it's warmer down there, and they pay a little more care to giving you a cold beer. Another thing that I've noticed at bars there is that they'll have like a cooling strip around the bar where it's refrigerated, and it's kind of like it literally, like, you just set your beer there or your drink and it will keep it cold. Mm-hmm. So it's refrigerated or whatever, and it's basically like a big block of ice, but it's steel.
Oh.
So certain places, I mean, we're in Chicago and it's almost winter. Fuck me.
Yeah, you don't need a fucking super cold beer.
No, I don't, because my hands are cold all the time anyways, and
yeah. My idea is garbage. My idea was going to be like just open a place that serves frosted beer cups or glasses.
You're right. That is a garbage idea.
I just feel like you don't get it anymore.
I guarantee you we could go down to Morrison's right now, and if you asked them for a frosted mug, they would give you one.
I would yell for one. I would just be like, give me one.
Wow, you're a great patron.
That's why
I can't wait till you move into my neighborhood, and I have to go to a bar with you. We do need to go to Lizzie's arcade bar, though.
Okay.
You've never been there. It's actually really cool. It's right down the street from me on Milwaukee. It is like a headquarters or anything else. They have really good pizza, too, but lots of arcade games, and it's all free as long as you're there drinking and shit. It's a good time.
All right.
Anyways, Mark, Joker has passed Deadpool and Deadpool 2 as the highest R-rated grossing movie ever with $800 million. So previously, Deadpool did about 785. Deadpool 2 did a little more than that, but also they made a bunch of money off that re-release they did for Christmas. That doesn't really count. Mm-hmm. So this is the biggest R-rated movie box office take ever. Does that mean anything about a sequel, or is DC going to be more inclined to do more of these movies, or what?
I think they'll do a sequel, and I think what you're going to get at, because I saw it in the news, is they've been talking about what the sequel will include, and that's going to be more of the Rogues Gallery, Ryan. And if you're familiar with the Rogues Gallery,
I'm familiar.
Batman has the greatest Rogues Gallery of all time. So I think this is a great direction to go with the show, or with the movie. Pardon me, I just got back from London.
Oh my God, dude! You fucking, you have surpassed Brick as the Italy guy. Like, no, you're just Europe.
No, first of all, I'm not surprised. I think it was deserving that it beat out Deadpool, and that's not even like Deadpool Marvel movie. That's not surprising that they hold the top grossing R-rated
movie. Fox movie, yeah.
But it also, I felt like you felt this coming as well.
This is like the quote unquote non-adjusted thing. Not that it matters. Deadpool wasn't that long ago, but there are other factors to take into consideration with inflation and more showings and all that shit. It doesn't matter. the point is this movie's really successful, and that's what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of news outlets, quote unquote, that are kind of. It's not like Variety. Like if you read something in Variety or the New York Times, you can believe that it's going to happen entertainment wise. This website called We Got This Covered, which is, in my opinion, pretty reliable. They're saying that the sequel is going to take place several years later. They're already like talking about production on this. Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix both said they didn't want to do a sequel.
Yeah.
Then they see their paychecks and they're like, well, maybe. So anyways, they're talking about Joker 2 and his like how it would be his rise as the clown prince of crime, and Batman would be involved. So presumably at that point it would be Robert Pattinson, and whoever Paul Dano, I guess, would be the Riddler.
Yes.
And Penguin and Two-Face and whoever they figure out who to fucking do that. So
I was thinking about casting for Two-Face. I think John Hamm wouldn't be a bad idea to go after him.
Have you seen all the stories that are coming out about him he's getting sued now because he was in a fraternity and he was like, apparently he hazed the fuck out of somebody.
In what
and
way?
like damn near killed a guy.
Okay, yeah.
He ended up in the hospital and shit. Between that and
He's pretty frat, it sounds like.
he sounds very frat. Between that and Jeremy Renner supposedly putting a gun in his wife's mouth, dude, these guys are fucking psychopaths.
I'm not surprised by the Jeremy Renner thing because I completely forgot he was in The Town. And I was in flying Iceland Air and they had the TV screens on the back of every seat.
Okay.
You ever catch yourself just like bored and just watching someone else's movie with no sound, but you just keep watching it?
Yeah.
I literally watched 30 minutes of The Town with no sound because it was
what's happening
at
anyway.
the ending scene where
they're like they're done with the nun masks.
Yes.
And like they're in the shootout portion.
and you have to wait until Jeremy Renner goes down and fucking gets shot and he's behind the thing and he takes that one last sip of Coke and then fucking goes out and obviously just knows he's gonna get shot and killed. But anyways, yes, he's a complete psycho and that was a great performance, by the way. I just needed to mention that.
Okay.
That was an awesome performance.
I don't know how we ended up here, but cool story.
He's a psycho, probably.
Anyways, Joker. We're probably getting a sequel.
I think not that Deadpool and Deadpool 2 was a bad movie by any means, but I just think I think Joker, you're going to get a lot more of a broader audience because of what this movie is. You're going to get the comic book nerds. You're going to get the fart sniffers because you start hearing Oscar worthy.
You hear Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
You hear Joaquin Phoenix, and it is an amazing performance by him. So you're going to get those people. You're just going to get a wider range of an audience to go in there. Do you disagree?
I kinda, because I think Deadpool actually appeals to a wider audience because there are people who are like, okay, I'm in for a comedy,
And I'm going to bring my
maybe
kids.
I don't care. Yes, because a lot of people did. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people brought their kids to see Joker too.
Okay.
But I think that the appeal is wider for Deadpool, but I think that the media drummed up a lot of attention for Joker as well.
Yeah.
Which is not a mistake. Don't get me wrong. Like they did that on purpose.
The people in the Bronx hate it because everyone's fucking on those. You see that one guy in the Bronx that was just yelling at the people on the stairs. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Throwing sandwiches at him or some shit.
First of all, fuck you. Like it's just a set of stairs, and you weren't gonna walk up those stairs anyways. You're probably fucking
You don't
400
care
pounds.
about my city.
Secondly, do you remember when we did our Joker episode? We were like, those stairs can't possibly exist.
Yeah, I know they exist.
They exist. Yeah. I had no clue. I've actually never been to New York City, so
yeah,
whatever. But I would never go there and like.
You would never go to that area. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah,
you would not go to the Bronx. It's just like there's nothing to see. It's like heading into the South Side. And
so I've been to the South Side.
When you go see Chicago for the first time, you'd be like, let's go to the South Side.
Well, no, but.
Yeah, exactly. My point. If you went to New York, you wouldn't go see the Bronx. I'm just saying. Right. New York is huge. That's the one thing why I think you should go to New York because it's hard to put it in perspective how actually big that city is. Like you'll see it on the map, but when you get there, you're like, This is 6 Chicagos, all just skyline. It's ridiculous.
Listen, I played a lot of Spider-Man on PS4, so I'm
you
pretty sure I've seen New York really anyways.
You've been there.
I've really been there. I've swung through New York.
Well, then fuck me.
Agreed.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
All right, Mark, I'm assuming you're not prepared because
I'm prepared.
today is a day that ends in Y.
You want me to go?
Sure.
All right. I don't know what country this is, or it might be a city. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even going to get into it. It seems like it. Actually, I think it's in India. Whatever. The guy's name is Mohanan. And this guy cuts grass, and he's been getting attacked by a group of crows for the last year and a half. The reason for
murder of crows.
No. This is why he's the best man alive.
No. A group of crows is called a murder.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That is fucking scary. Spooky season is here, people. All right. Anyways, let me start at the beginning of the story. Sorry. So, hold on. We're not even live, so I really don't care. Okay, so he's been working on as a tractor driver in Valyal town for 30 years. I don't know where that is.
Okay, so in this case, when somebody says tractor driver, that means like they drive like a semi truck, a tractor trailer. Go ahead.
No, I'm thinking like a field tractor.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that makes more sense when you hear this. Okay, so anyways, he found 2 hatchlings of a crow under the tractor. He shifted them to the safe place. I guess the mother crow was watching him. And after the crow babies hatched, they were nowhere to be seen. And this is weird too. A few days later, he discovered a puppy covered in tar was found in like a nearby place. And that crow, the mom crow, was watching him when he was like bathing this puppy, getting the tar off of him.
Okay.
So this mom crow was a little iffy about this person to begin with. And I guess the crow thought Mohanan was doing something bad to the puppy and then probably remembered its babies too. And you know how birds are, where people are like, don't touch the...
Birds are assholes.
Yes. They're big assholes. Anyways, Mohanan's a great guy. Like he moved.
He's trying to help a puppy.
Yeah, he didn't run over the bird eggs. He helped the puppy. Anyways, shout out to this guy because he's been getting consistently attacked by not just the mother crow. The mother crow went ahead and got 3 other crows to nonstop attack him every day. He drives his tractor. This is why it says he drives it in the same air. I think he drives it in the same field. I'm assuming he's plowing or doing some type of shit. But he's been at the same site for the last year and a half and just been getting attacked nonstop for doing a good thing. So I feel bad for the guy.
So you hate crows?
No, I just feel bad for the guy. I'm like, somebody should do a GoFundMe or get him a different job or something.
To what? To murder these crows?
Crows are fucking scary.
If you ever want to go down a YouTube rabbit hole, watch videos of crows using tools that humans give them to access like treats and shit. I'm not kidding. Crows are way smarter than they should be, and it's pretty scary. Like it's Alfred Hitchcock level, the birds type scary.
All right, can I just read you this? Because it makes more sense when I just actually read it.
Go for it.
All right, so back to the puppy. The puppy was covered in tar, was found in the same place he found the little birdlings. I don't know if that's the right word.
Birdlings?
The little birds. Mohanan and his friends cleaned the puppy up using diesel and kerosene. The mother crow watched this incident also. It is assumed that the crow might have misunderstood Mohanan with how he was handling the hatchlings, which is why it kept following him. The crow was sitting on a tree near the bus stand premises. This is like really bad English. I'm trying to like make sense of it when reading it. But anyways, so they were making loud noises and they kept attacking him. Now the mother crow was accompanied by 2 other crows too. This is why I can't read this article. That's what it said verbatim. Mohanan is compelled to take an umbrella or stick with him once he alights from the tractor. When the crow attacked Mohannan 6 months ago, they ripped the canopy of his new umbrella. The crows have not attacked anyone else ever here, but they dislike Mohannan. He said funnily that the crows even know the number of his vehicle.
Funnily?
Yes, funnily, right there.
Jesus, what website is
I
this?
don't know. I don't know. English meth room Buhi. I think it's in India. I don't know. Mohannan had tried all ways to escape from the crows. He changed his usual dressing style and even stayed away from the bus stand for 1 week. But the crows never forgot him. I give a share from my lunch to the... This is him quoting. I give a share from my lunch to the crows. Once they finish eating it, they will start attacking me again, Mohannan said, laughing. The enmity between crows and Mohannan is a matter of curiosity for those in the bus stand premises. When his friends and colleagues... Sorry.
This is going to be really fun to edit, by the way.
I have one more sentence. When the friend and colleagues joke, Mohannan is still thinking of a way to end the fury of the crows.
Okay.
This is fucked up, dude. Oh my God, I'm going to cry about Mohannan. I could just imagine it right now. If I was getting attacked by crows nonstop, I wouldn't know what to do.
Do you ever just like get swarmed by a group of pigeons?
No.
That's never happened to you?
I'm the idiot that feeds the pigeons, and then like 8 of them.
Correct. You are an idiot. Because they will swarm you, and they will just...
Yeah.
They're not attacking you, but also they're full of diseases and shit.
Yeah.
They're not as smart as crows, though.
I know.
Like, if you want to go down that YouTube rabbit hole, people give crows tools to, like, open treat boxes and shit, and, man, people worry about, like, AI.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about crows. Like, they're going to figure it out.
Damn.
If they had opposable thumbs, we'd be fucked.
But wait a minute. You're going against your initial thought, which is that birds aren't real.
Well, birds aren't real, but the birds that the government has put out there and disguised as crows,
yeah,
like they're really fucking smart.
Okay.
Birds are not real.
That makes sense.
Google it, people.
I agree.
All right. I'm going to save this godforsaken segment with a Florida man story and a story that sounds like it should be a Florida man story, but is actually an Illinois man. Mark, do you know where Oak Lawn is?
Is this the guy named Tupac Shakur?
It is not.
Okay. I know where Oak Lawn is, yes.
Yeah, so Oak Lawn is kind of like down on the south side. And I'm sure if you're from Chicago, you've seen a Lover's Lane store.
Of course.
Right? It's like a sex shop.
Yeah.
They sell lingerie and sex toys and shit. Well, this man, who is still at large, by the way, so keep your eyes open for this weirdo, who stole a Swedish-made penis enlarger pump.
Damn.
From a Lover's Lane store. Police say that he created a distraction, and employees told police that a man who they recognized as coming in the store before asked about a hydro pump, a device used to enlarge your penis. Employees were distracted, and then the man took the pump and ran.
Was it Austin Powers?
That's not my bag, baby.
All right.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for this guy who they say has a large scar on his chin, and I assume is walking around with a massive erection. So that's my Illinois man. The Florida man story is way grosser. And I actually have a name for this guy. Thank you for the Sunshine Law. Cody Metter is 20, and he's from St. Petersburg, Florida. Are you familiar with the movie Frozen?
Of course.
And Josh Gad's character Olaf, the snowman.
What do you do? Like have sex with it or something?
Yes, he did. How did you guess that?
That is fucking people in Florida, man.
Why did you go straight for the sex?
I don't know. Just what's his name again?
Cody Metter.
Where does he live? In what part of
St.
Florida?
Petersburg, Florida.
He had sex with Olaf.
Yeah, arrested Tuesday after police say he dry humped, quote unquote, multiple stuffed animals at a Park Place Target. So imagine that next time you're going to a Target. You know, that's the kind of shit you expect to see at a Walmart, not a Target. Target's supposed to be better than that.
Dude, like, what was he doing, though, with it? Was he just,
Fucking
like, rubbing it on himself?
I guess. Apparently...
I'm Olaf.
Apparently, he finished and then put it back on the display.
Fuck.
The only reason this is funny to me is because Josh Gad on Twitter was responding to it saying, sometimes I don't want a warm hug. which, if you've seen the movie, is obviously a reference. And kudos to him for actually being able to poke fun at this, because people are gross.
You think someone bought it?
No, they were destroyed. They took them out of the store and destroyed them, which I assume just means they threw them in a dumpster.
Well, somebody maybe picked it up after he left.
They should be burned.
I mean, they probably didn't see it till maybe the next day or so, right?
They got cameras all over Target.
I doubt there's a security guy watching the footage.
I
live.
guarantee you there is a security guy watching the footage. Yes, especially if you see some weirdo. Look at this guy's mugshot. Tell me you weren't watching him as soon as he walked into a Target.
Yeah, 100% watching
Yeah,
that guy. Jeez.
yeah, absolutely watching this guy and his weird eyes and ugh, gross. Yeah, this guy's fucking crazy. Fuck him. You got anything else?
No.
Go to Europe.
Hey, go to Europe.
Mark, I wanted to surprise you with this.
Okay.
I've created a drop for our movie reviews because I felt like it was always kind of a weird segue from us to just go from talking about guys who fuck stuffed animals directly into our movie review. So
I'm excited.
for the first time, presented without comment, here's my review intro. What do you think, Mark?
I thought it was going to be like something Brick says right at the end. It's all right.
I'm open to
Are
suggestions.
you piloting this to me right now?
Yeah, you're the first person to hear it.
Pretty much.
Do
you have to pilot like actual visuals, or can it be audio only?
No, it can just be audio.
Okay. Let's keep it.
Okay.
Good enough.
Our movie review for this week is Countdown.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna reserve my thoughts, and let's just talk about the facts.
Be open.
Countdown currently has a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 71% from fans.
Love the fans.
I don't get it. Get your popcorn ready because it's a popcorn flick, right?
Yeah, of course.
So we're less than a week away from Halloween. This is obviously a scary movie. If you haven't seen the trailer, which I guess you're living under a rock, but this terrible woman who is an actress from You and is in this movie, she is the star, downloads an app,
Elizabeth Lale,
called Countdown, and basically it tells you when you're going to die. Mm-hmm. Some people have a 50-year span and some people have a 2-day span, and you kind of figure out why, because there are some, I don't know, evil things at work, I guess. Yeah, but we'll get into that. This is directed and written by a guy named Justin Deck, who I've never heard of and presumably has never done anything. This movie had a budget of $6.5 million. I don't know where they spent it, but I guess maybe they spent it on Tom Segura.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
He's the best part of this movie by far.
So this is going to make about $4 million opening weekend, and it's going to make just enough money to get an equally terrible sequel. We're going to see another one of these. I personally guarantee you.
When we spoil, we have to. These are the movies that get the sequel. They do the sequel, even if it doesn't mean there's going to be a sequel.
It doesn't matter.
They announce it. They
Yeah,
don't care.
100%.
They're like, we're probably not going to do it, but we're doing it.
Mark, tell me why I should enjoy this movie.
All right, hear me out. So I thought it was better than Happy Death Day, and that's what I thought it was going to be right when I got it. I thought it was kind of like they had some good jump scares.
It was all jump scares, though. Like, there was no other kind of scare in this than the jump scare. There was no grotesque murder. There was no tension. There was no build-up. It was just all jump scares. Mm. I have a problem with movies that do that, and that alone.
Okay. Besides that, I thought the ending had a decent twist to it. Decent twist.
Okay.
We can get into that. I thought that it had some good levity in it. It had Tom Segura in it, who is great.
Tom Segura is the best part of this movie, and you will not convince me otherwise.
It also had the guy from Wolf of Wall Street, one of Leonardo DiCaprio's, Jordan Belfort's, I don't know, whatever you want to call him.
Side. The doctor guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that your
No,
selling
the
point?
priest, the priest.
Oh, okay.
The priest.
Yeah.
He's one of his best friends. He's not Jonah Hill. He's not John Bernthal. He's the other one.
His name is PJ Byrne.
Okay.
Is that your selling point for this movie?
Okay. It's Halloween season. It is obviously not going to be like a slasher remake, kind of gets you hyped up to go see it, but I thought it was fine. The story was fine. It was a stupid premise, but it had some good jump scares. It was funny at times, and it kept me interested per se, kind of, maybe throughout the whole movie. I don't know what I can tell you. I liked it better. Like when I watch these movies, I just say, oh, that was okay. Like I had a better time in it than this other movie.
It was better than Midsummer.
I wouldn't. This isn't obviously a movie that I would be like, you got to go to the theater and see it right away. So I'll give my review. My recommendation is going to be stream it. I actually think like if it was on Netflix, I'd be like, Kelly, this is like Kelly's kind of scary movie where it has good jump scares, but it's not going to like have her up for 3 days thinking about some really deep rooted fucked up shit. You know?
That's fair. I thought this was awful.
Okay.
And I think it would have been a lot better had it leaned into knowing how awful it was.
Okay.
And I think that's where actually Happy Death Day is better than this movie because it really leaned into knowing that it was a shitty movie.
Okay.
As compared to this. They do feel very cookie cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a coincidence that you and I both immediately when we saw this thought back to Happy Death Day.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah.
It's a dumb blonde girl with a cell phone who has weird things happen to her. Rinse, wash, repeat.
And she actually really looks like that Happy Death Day girl too.
No, because the Happy Death Day girl does not look like a basset hound.
Looks like a basset hound.
Yeah. I know that she's probably a very nice person. It's just her exasperated look where her mouth is open and her eyes are droopy. It drives me nuts. I can't. If she was in the next Joker movie, I would not see it.
Would you rather watch a movie with her in it doing her exasperated look, or would you rather watch a movie with the actor from Midsummer, Florence Pugh? What's her name? Pugh?
The one who scream cries the entire time?
Yeah.
Yeah, Florence Pugh.
Okay.
At least she's a good actress.
Yeah.
And then this girl's not bad. It's just something about her face. I think, honestly, watching You on Netflix ruined her for me forever. And it sucks. I shouldn't have that preconceived notion, but also I have that preconceived notion and she's terrible.
Yeah.
She's not a great actress anyways.
Jordan Calloway's in this, the guy from Black Lightning.
He was actually pretty good.
Yeah, he was good. I wouldn't mind seeing him in more stuff. The way they kind of did him dirty in this movie. They were like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to know a little bit more about this character. And then you don't get that at the end. And we can, I guess, get into that shortly because I'm sure you're done almost.
Yes, I am done. I will 100% say skip this. Even if this is on Netflix next Halloween, do not watch this terrible movie. It fucking sucked.
Oh, and it had another guy I recognized was Austin Zager, whatever, the guy from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
The kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was in it.
Yeah, the shaggy-haired kid.
He didn't.
He's
have
in it for
that
like
much
he's in it for like 5 minutes. But yeah, so there's our ratings. You say stream it. I say 100% skip this.
Okay.
Watch literally anything. Watch paint dry.
Okay.
Go to the Swiss Alps when it's snowing and try to take a picture because it'll be more entertaining than this.
Watch The Town in a flight with no sound. And
From
just
10 feet away.
Yeah.
Yes.
On a shitty back of the seat screen.
Okay. Why don't we talk spoilers then?
Okay.
The ending of this is fucking terrible. And you are trying to convince me that it's not.
Not that bad.
So please make your case.
Okay. They do. Is this like a Chekhov's gun type of thing where they
Kind of.
they hint at it in the beginning because the main character, she's a nurse, and one of the scenes in the beginning of the movie is somebody comes in, drug overdose, and they give the fucking junkie, I'll call
Narcan.
Narcan, whatever.
Narcan is what you give somebody who's had a heroin overdose.
Okay.
It's for opioids. So fentanyl, heroin, OxyContin, whatever.
Yeah.
You give them Narcan and it will counteract the effects of the drug.
Okay. So, anyways, they give this junkie that revives him or her. It was her, whatever. The ending was you cannot disrupt the. So obviously, it's a countdown to when you're going to die. You cannot try to alter your fate.
There's a demon behind it.
Yeah, you're going to die no matter what, pretty much.
Which, why would a demon advertise when you were going to die? What is the demon's prerogative here? Can you explain this to me? Like, what benefit does the demon get from telling you when you're going to die, and then you quote unquote break the terms of service, and then the demon just comes and kills you anyways? You didn't spend this much time thinking about this movie, did you?
Man, just relax. It's fine.
The demon looked really dumb, by the way.
I thought the demon looked fine.
How?
It was a little spooky. It is a creepy.
There is a
face.
very high bar for horror today. Like where, and it's not necessarily like you don't have to see a ghost or something, but take Pennywise, for example. Pennywise is infinitely creepy. This ghost demon thing was just like, I could go to the dollar store and get a mask and some light up eyes and look exactly the same as this.
Did any parts creep you out?
No, because it was only jump scares.
What about when she's in the morgue and the dude's head like tilts? That was kind of fucking eerie, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the closest thing to a non-jump scare that there is in this movie, right? Okay. But so many of these things just don't fit into the storyline. For example, you're talking about the Narcan thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
That is so shoehorned in there. And it's not Chekhov's gun because there's no reason for you to think.
Yeah, it's just shoehorned. Okay.
They literally just shove it in there and you're just like, oh, this is a meth head. And by the way, they absolutely would not just like dump a woman on the floor and just shove Narcan into her immediately. They would be asking her druggie friend, like, what did she take? You know, like they'd take her to a room. Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Realism is not the strength of this movie, is what I'm getting at.
It's hard in general to do that with any profession, you know, in the field, especially when you're in the field, like being a nurse. Kelly all the time, no, if it's fucking an ER show or whatever,
she would
Grey's
hate
Anatomy.
this movie.
Even like Grey's Anatomy, it's gonna try to be as accurate as possible. Like she'll pick out things where she's like, you would never talk to a doctor that long. They would be in and out. Like they don't have time to talk to you. You know.
I'm guessing you didn't take her to see this movie.
No, I didn't take her.
Okay, fair.
But she would be picking apart those kind of things. But anyways, for the listeners that didn't see it, that are like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? What is this Narcan stuff? Anyway, the big thing of how she beats this countdown app is that before it's about to count down, her sister is about to die with her basically shortly after or before, I forget, whatever. And she figures out, okay, well, if it's my fate, I guess the only way I can do this is to kill myself before the countdown ends.
And you see, she tries to do it several times. She tries to kill somebody else first before his time was up. Then she realizes that can't happen because the demon is impeding her from doing that.
Yeah.
She tries to kill herself. The demon tries to stop her from doing that. This is really dumb.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
The climax of this movie is that she injects herself with like 3 times the LD50 for morphine. So like enough to kill you 7 times or whatever. And she writes on her arm, give me Narcan or whatever the fuck it said. So that
her arm just didn't like turn over like that. The sister didn't see.
So her sister lives because the demon gets exploded or whatever for no apparent reason. And she basically gets brought back to life, which is your argument for a Chekhov's gun, which is Chekhov's Narcan, when in reality, this is just really bad storytelling.
No, I disagree.
Okay. Well, her arm flips over for no apparent reason because she's supposed to be dead after the demon blows up. Her sister, who is infinitely unlikable.
God, the
she
vibes
fucking
in this,
sucked.
The vibes in the theater when that happened, everyone's like, yeah. Everyone was so happy. Oh, you're so smart.
There is
Are you mad about that?
Yes, I'm mad that you just said that. I'm legitimately
people
angry.
Were happy. They're like, no way.
No, nobody was in your theater, first of all.
And I was just like,
nobody went to see this
let's
fucking
go.
movie. No chance anybody went to see this goddamn
She
movie.
tricked that fucking demon.
The only reason anybody went to see this movie was for Tom Segura, who was the only
had no
redeeming
idea
part of
he
this.
was in it.
I did because I saw him in the trailer.
Okay.
And I was really happy that he was in there being super sarcastic because I love Tom Segura.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen his stand-up specials on Netflix, go watch those.
He's so funny.
He's hilarious. I don't remember where I was going this. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I guess what I was going to ask you is anybody in this movie likable?
Did you like the doctor at all?
The rapist? No, I was not a fan.
You were in, no, I'm joking, but you were obviously pissed off right away because you're like, another fucking diddler in a movie. God damn it.
He wasn't really a diddler. He was just a rapist. There's a difference between a diddler and a rapist.
He had that diddly feel though.
He definitely had that diddly feel. And as soon as you see him, like, you can tell he's creepy. He hugs Elizabeth Lale and like smells her hair, which is always disconcerting.
And it wasn't like a long smell. It was like a sniff. It was like,
yeah, it's still weird.
It's like let me get a quick little.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this. I thought the demon looked really dumb.
Let's talk about the app. Would you download the fucking app? No?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I would never download that app. You want to ask me why?
Let me tell you why I would download it first,
Okay,
and then
why?
you can make your argument. Let's just pretend that I was going to die in a week.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden,
I'm doing a bunch of cocaine.
I can quit my job. I can just fucking do whatever. I can go on a bender. I can go to Vegas.
Yeah. Just nonstop.
Yeah.
Live in a casino.
Absolutely. But conversely, if I have to live for 60 years, I'm going to start saving money. I'm going to, take care of myself.
On a
And
budget.
yeah, exactly. Tell me why you would not download this app.
At 3.5 stars.
3.6.
Was it 3.6?
It was 3.6, which was very odd, by the way. Who's rating this app?
Obviously, the people that got a decent lifespan, but yeah, I guess kind of makes sense. If you think about the fraction of the people that are going to give it a bad review, the people that are going to die sooner, because they're actually freaking out now and they're having this demon follow them around.
Okay.
They're probably going to be rating it bad.
Man, I wish that I had your cheery outlook on this movie. I can't do it.
I thought it was fine. I thought it's not the worst thing if it comes to streaming and you watch it one night, you'll have a fine time. Like if you're trying to get a little spooked, and
It's
not
not
fucking go to bed and overthink things and like, oh my God, is there a murder in my backyard type thing? This is your kind of movie because it's one of those movies where it's got a stupid premise, but overall it had me scared.
That's the thing, though, is that the premise was decent for a dumb horror movie. You shit on Happy Death Day, which is fine. It wasn't like an artistic masterpiece, but it was passable. It was a passable horror film with a decent premise, and this could have been the same thing, but it was way worse.
All right. The whole thing is like this app keeps showing up on my phone. What should I do? This is like the epitome of America is just don't carry a phone around.
That doesn't change the fact that you're not going to die.
Nah, because then you could be like, yo, demon. I had no idea like this shit was about to go down. So like, give me a pass this one time.
You have to assume this demon.
Nah, I feel, dog.
You have to assume this demon is omnipotent, right? Or at least omniscient and knows that you downloaded the fucking app. It has your name. When Tom Segura...
I'd just be like, no phone, demon. I'm sorry, dog. You got to let this slide.
See, I think maybe this movie is aimed at the dumber demographic, and maybe that's why you enjoyed it so much.
Fuck you, dude.
Okay.
Fuck off.
Fair.
Fuck off.
All right. Anything else you want to say about this before we move on?
Go see it, people.
Absolutely do not go fucking see this piece of shit. Whatever. Let me hide our spoiler warning. There we go.
Nelly.
All right, Mark. I guess I need to make a recommendations drop now. Does it have to have a fart in it? Probably does, right?
I guess.
I mean, I can just play this again. Do you like the movie reel intro?
Do the
hang on. There we go.
I just really love the build up. The build up's great.
I know.
it's really consistent with our movie reviews.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's like we build up these movies. We're reviewing fucking Joker. Go fucking listen. And then it's yeah, just like people listening like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways, you want to give the recommendation? I was going to say the drop should be Jesus Christ. It's our recommendations. You should just.
I'm not doing that.
Like the Jesus Christ. It's Jason
Nobody
Bourne.
knows that line except for you.
Jesus Christ. It's Jason Bourne.
I'm not doing that.
Play it right there. I see it.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Who says that? Do you know the name of the actor?
I don't know. He's great though.
Okay, fair enough.
I would have that guy narrate my life.
Okay.
He's got a good voice.
I finally watched Jojo Rabbit, which we've been talking about for a while. We've seen some weird trailers for. It's Taika Waititi's take on a boy whose imaginary friend is Adolf Hitler. So, Mark, as a proud German, Aryan man,
What are you saying?
of German descent, have you seen this?
I have not.
Okay. I thought it was very funny. It's satire at its finest. Basically, you follow a 10-year-old boy who is indoctrinated with this, Nazi propaganda, and he is 100% on board with Hitler. But what you come to realize is that his mother, played by Scarlett Johansson, the cast in this is amazing, by the way.
It looked awesome.
Sam Rockwell, Rebel Wilson's in there. Reek from Game of Thrones is in there.
Really?
Yes, he's in there. But his mother was harboring a Jew during World War II, and you kind of get this coming of age tale of a young boy who comes to realize like maybe everything that I've been told isn't true, and it's just it's like I said, it's 100% satire, and it's so over the top ridiculous. Everything that happens is funny, and there are a couple of sobering moments where you're just like, Jesus Christ, I didn't expect that. That came out of left field. But I absolutely recommend this.
Cool.
Definitely better than Countdown.
Okay.
Go see Jojo Rabbit. I think this is probably going to get a little bit of award recognition.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's that level of good. So
was it like a big budget wise? How was the budget for this? Like a major motion picture type movie, or was it like
without
you think it would have a small
without
budget?
looking it up? I would say probably they spent like $15-20 million on it.
Okay.
Just like costumes and a couple explosions and shit. Like you're portraying a little bit of war, but most of it is following a 10-year-old boy around for his day to day while he spreads Nazi propaganda.
Okay.
Would
Brick like the lore in it?
The lore is good. They mention a lot of actual Nazi generals and
okay.
Yeah. The Gestapo are mentioned and show up at one point. Stephen Merchant plays a Gestapo. I don't know what the fuck. Gestapo, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure. What do you recommend?
I'm going to recommend Peaky Blinders season 5. I really enjoyed the show. Did you start watching it, or you couldn't get into it? You said, or something.
It's like not that. My sister's been on me to watch it forever. I just haven't.
Okay, I really enjoyed it. I don't know if you'll like it as much. It's one of those shows you have to put the subtitles on, but
yes.
I think you do that a lot anyways. It's like the first couple seasons, they're long episodes. They keep you interested. A lot of the endings are like cliffhangers, so you're like, I'll watch the next one. It's kind of a slow burn. The last season 4, wasn't that great, but season 5, honestly, other than the first season, which I really enjoyed, I would say this is the best season so far.
Okay. And Cillian Murphy is great in everything I've seen him in.
He's really good, yeah.
Do you like him better as the Scarecrow or as the head of the Peaky fucking Blinders?
Fucking Blinders.
Fair enough.
And actually, you'd be surprised, there is this guy named Alfie, played by Tom Hardy.
I knew that. I have not seen it, but
he's fucking awesome in it. He's the Jew in it, and he has.
There's a lot of Jew talk this week. What's the deal?
Well, no, that's they're very like, okay, you're the gypsy, you're the Jew, you're the fascist, you're the whatever.
Fair.
That's kind of what he's called, but his name's Alfie, and this is during the Prohibition, and you'll see in one of the seasons he's a bread maker, but instead of making it, he does make bread, but it's a cover up for making gin, I believe, or rum, I forget. But anyways, his performance in this it's like
well, he's still Tom Hardy.
I know, but you have like Tom Hardy's, like his Bane performance, and then you have his performances like out. What's the one with Shia LaBeouf that he did?
It was another Moonshiner.
Yeah.
It's one word. I can't think of the fucking name of it.
Anyways, it's very
gonna look it
much
up.
like that performance, which I really liked that he did. He's just fucking awesome in the show, and he doesn't get a lot of scenes in it, but when he's in it, you're just like, let's fucking go. But anyway, season 5, Peaky Blinders, go watch it. Also, Watchmen, the first episode dropped
last
Sunday. And
I was going to ask you about that.
I thought it was a good start.
Lawless is the name of that movie. Excellent movie, by the way. Shia LaBeouf. This is the second Shia LaBeouf mention. So that's how you know it's a good episode. I want to do a Watchmen recap. So I've seen the first episode. I thought it was excellent. I'm very excited for the second episode tomorrow. I'm thinking maybe Monday night we could maybe record something.
Yeah, we can do that.
So we'll see. It's very polarizing from what I've seen online. The way people think about it, some people are like, oh, it's too political. It's like social justice and shit. And it's just like, you don't have to look that deeply into it. Sometimes people just get murdered with a Gatling gun and it's fine.
Yeah.
Like you can just enjoy it without having to think too hard about it. Plus, the main character drives a sick late 1980s Buick Grand Nationals.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any idea of the car that I'm talking about?
No idea.
Here's a recommendation. I went to the Mecum Auto Auction. Have you ever seen those auctions on TV like Barrett Jackson where they auction like super expensive cars? And I went to one of those with my dad earlier this week.
Saw you like, it was what?
I saw Michael Jordan's Bentley.
His Bentley is, I was going to say Rolls Royce.
It was a Bentley and they were auctioning it off. And I'm like, who the fuck would pay more for Michael Jordan's Bentley?
Huh.
I guess if you're buying a Bentley and you're going to buy a used Bentley, like you might as well buy Michael Jordan's.
He probably had some depressing ass nights driving home from the casino in that Bentley.
Probably smells like cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's it. I guess check us out on social media. You can find us at the Chumpcast everywhere.
What's the next week movie?
I think it's Terminator.
Okay. When is that movie? I think it's the first week in November.
Which is next Friday.
Is it? Okay.
Friday is November 1st.
Isn't that movie where Edward Norton, he is the guy with the Tourette's?
Yeah.
I kind of like to see that movie.
I don't know anything about that other than it has Edward Norton and Alec Baldwin in it.
Well, if we're going to have Brick on, there's a lot of lore. It's based on a true story.
Well, Brick is just going to play Call of Duty all fucking week, so.
Yeah, I guess.
He was supposed to be on this episode, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
Forget you, Brick.
Yeah, thanks for listening to episode 166. Until next time.
Chumps out, motherfuckers. Peace.